Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Bear Brown. Thanks for coming to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to talk about James Prigioni's formula to success for having a great garden, because he uses wood chips. Now, you don't grow in the wood chips. It's just a mulch that you put on your garden area. Now, the formula that I see that he uses, I have already started my food forest a year ago, and I had a lot of success. And I want to take the time to talk about how you lay the wood chips down. And just like in his video, because I'm in the process of adding to my food forest, I got to make another row for my next line of strawberries that will be coming in the springtime. Now, so what the formula is, if you're doing an annual garden, you want to lay 4 to 6 inches of wood chips down, because you don't want to go any higher than that, because if so, you're going to be doing a lot of work pulling those wood chips back, because once again, you can't grow in the wood chips. All right, now if you have fruit trees like I have young fruit trees, I only want to go about 5 to 8 inches. Now when my fruit trees, when they grow and get a lot taller, a lot bigger, then I can go up to 15 inches. But right now, I'm going to stick to 5 to 8 for the young fruit trees, and also from anywhere from 4 to 6 inches with the wood chips in an annual garden, so I don't have to work that hard. All right, now the next thing you can use to suffocate the grass, you can use a couple things. You can use the contractor's paper. I used that last year, but it costs a good bit of money, and I have a big area, so I didn't do the whole garden with that. But I'm gonna give you an example of what it looks like. I don't have any on me, but it's like a thin sheet of cardboard paper, but it's in a roll, so it's very easy for you just to roll it all the way out, and then you want to make sure that you overlap it. All right, the other option you have is actual cardboard. I don't know if you're like me, we shop at Amazon almost every week, so I'm getting cardboard in, so it's a free resource, so I'm gonna take advantage of it. The only downside to that is you got to be careful, because in between you have gaps, and when you lay it down, as I've already started, when you lay it down just like that, you have to make sure that you have the gaps filled in. So I will take the other cardboard that I have, and I will overlap that as I lay it down, to make sure I don't have weeds growing in between my rows. And you also, whether you have the contractor's paper or you're using the cardboard, you want to make sure that you overlap them like this, because if you don't, you're gonna have a gap in between your rows, and it's gonna be a headache that you're gonna have the wood chip. You're gonna have the weeds growing through the wood chips, and you don't want that problem. So just make sure with whatever you choose, you actually overlap it. All right, so the next thing, if you have it, you can also use, when you lay it down like I'm about to do, you can also put compost 2 to 4 inches over the cardboard, or over the contractor's paper, and then that's going to help you break down and feed the nutrients into the ground once the wood chips break down. So I'm gonna go ahead. I already put some of the, you can see behind me, I already started putting my cardboard down. I still got to put some more out, but I'm gonna go ahead and lay 2 to 4 inches, because I have this big mound of compost. I wasn't able to do this for my entire food forest, because I didn't have that much compost. So, but if you don't have that compost, then you don't have to worry about that part, because I'll show you in a little that my food forest, I don't have compost all over when I started last year, because it is a huge area. So let me show you. All I'm doing is covering the cardboard up 2 to 4 inches. It's that nice dark compost. shovel forward. Now, after you get finished doing that, I'm gonna take my wheelbarrow. I already have some wood chips in the wheelbarrow. All I'm trying to get is, like I said, is maybe 4 to 6 inches of wood chips. But you don't have to go that high if you got 2 to 4 inches of compost down. You probably can get by with 4 inches of wood chips. But on the safe side, since I've already have been doing this, I'm still gonna stick with 4 to 6 inches. So watch me work. All I'm gonna do is come through, slide this over top. All right, just like that. And I'm going to repeat this process as I go all the way down to complete this row. And I want to take you over to the other part of my food forest, making sure I'm not stepping on my strawberry crowns. Now here's another option that you can choose. If you don't have the compost, I already said that's not a must. And if you don't have any cardboard paper, or if you don't have any contractor's paper, because it does cost a lot, like I said, you can do this other option. All right, so right here is where I added to my food forest. I wanted to fill this in all the way down, but once I got here, you see that I have to go anywhere from 8 to 10 inches. So I'm gonna have to do just like I did down here. I put 8 to 10 inches of wood chips down, and I'm gonna fill 8 to 10 inches of wood chips all the way down so I reach to the end of that tree. And if you put 8 to 10 inches of wood chips, that is going to kill out or suffocate the grass, and you don't have to worry about the weeds coming through. And that will be the next best thing, because like I said, my whole entire food forest that I started last year, I didn't have a lot of compost. The areas that I did have compost, I went ahead and laid it down, and it still works the same. And when I ran out of the contractor's paper, which is that thin sheet of cardboard paper, I went ahead and just covered the ground with thick wood chips, and I didn't have any weeds coming up. Now you will have some weeds coming through when the wind blows. Weed seeds will go and germinate on the top of your wood chips, but it's real easy to just pop them out. All right, so this is the method that works for me, and I saw it on James Prigioni's channel, and I said, hey, if it works for him, I'm gonna give it a try. At the very beginning, I thought about not trying to use the not doing it, because I say, hey, it has to be something else to it. But I went ahead and tried it, and it worked. Like, it really worked. So I said that's the formula that he uses, and I said, hey, might as well try it and see how it works for me. So if you want, you could try the same thing. And like I said, if you don't believe me, you should check out his channel, and you will see he'll probably go into greater detail with some other things that he uses. But like I said, the annual garden, if you want to do an annual garden, 4 to 6 inches of wood chips. If you want to do food forest, you want to have the fruit trees, 5 to 8 inches for a starter, or your young trees. Once your trees get a lot older, then you can go ahead and lay up to 15 inches of wood chips, and you'll be off to the races, and you'll see that your fruit trees are going to love it. Your annual plants are going to love the wood chips and love that formula. And if you wouldn't mind, you can and you want to see what my garden looks like when everything comes to life in about a couple months, you can hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and then you'll see that this method is going to work. And once again, you could try it too. I was like, oh, I don't know if I could do this, but I looked at his channel and some other channels, and they said anybody can do it. And like they said, that's fact. Anybody can do this. You should try it too. And I'm glad I did, because just think about all the prices of food in the stores, and this is going to help me because I'm gonna grow everything I can that I like. I don't like a lot of things, but I do have some great things I want to grow, and I'm gonna grow a lot of it, as much as I can. And this formula is gonna continue to work, and every year it's gonna get better, because the wood chips are gonna break down, and the more they break down, the more fertile the soil is gonna be. And I'm changing, well, the wood chips is changing the soil, and I'm not doing a ton of work other than laying the wood chips down. But if you look at the other video that I talked about how to make the wood chip process of laying them down a lot easier when you had that big pile of wood chips. Last year I struggled a lot, and I was sore, but I got the right tools this time, and so it made a big difference. I can move a lot of wood chips in like a day, and that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to finish up. And so, like I said, hope you will come back and see what my strawberry patch is going to look like once I lay it down. And I'm also going to show you how to plant your strawberries. So until then, Bear is out. Have a great day. Bye.